Welcome to the Voice of Seven Thunders, a production of the Gospel Trumpet Publishing Company. And we are now finishing up our series on Bible proofs of modern day apostles. So we're here to finish this up and prepare the people to have some good study content here.
So, Brother Steph is going to give us basically one verse of Scripture and address one thing. It should be very short. Before we do that, since this is the concluding episode of this series, I want to say that in this series, we have shown you that prophetically speaking, the Bible teaches that there would be apostles at the end of time, that there would be a Gentile apostles beyond the days of the early church. And of course, we believe that time is now. We also have showed you practically from the Scriptures that there were other apostles besides just the 12. And I'd just like to also, because I don't know if we did make it clear enough to our viewers throughout the series, that there is no biblical reason to believe that this gift ever ceased. When the Bible lists the gifts that are of the church, apostles, prophets, evangelists, pastors, teachers, most of the religious world would readily accept pastors, prophets, perhaps, maybe not that, but generally prophets, pastors, evangelists, teachers. But the gift of apostle is somehow believed to have disappeared or to have ceased after the original 12. And hopefully through this series we have demystified that for you. Apostles were not people who had little halos on their head and were perfect angelic beings. These were men called of God to carry a specific operation of the church in the earth, of the government of the church. And so hopefully we've demystified that for you some. And again, I just want to reiterate that there's no biblical reason to believe that the apostolic gifts ceased to be after the days of the early church. So, Brother Steph, you can take us on home with this.
Amen. So I need to say that obviously this study was not exhaustive.
Of course.
Very good.
And so I want to encourage those that have listened, those that have watched and heard, that we're reading the Bible, first of all, and I believe any sincere person would even have an appreciation for the fact that we're actually reading the Scriptures. And then if there's something that we can discuss or have some meaningful dialogue about the Scriptures, we'd be glad to do that. Please contact us. We'll be glad to go deeper into these things, but we did want to just put out there some of what we believe and to dispel some kind of false notions and at least help people to understand, again, what you said. There's really no reason to believe. There's no biblical reason to believe that the apostolic gift didn't continue. So, with that being said, Revelation 22. Please read verse 18.
For I testify unto every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book.
So this book is a prophecy. This is Revelation 22:18.
If any man shall add unto these things,
If any man shall add unto these things,
God shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book.
So this is actually speaking specifically about the book of Revelation in context, but principally it does apply to the entire Scripture. You can't just add things arbitrarily. But it's specifically speaking about the book of Revelation, the words of this prophecy. And most people understand this, saying, well, you can't add anything to this book, which is true. We've just read it. And some that have been taught that there are no apostles would think that we are adding apostles.
Okay.
Or we're having additions to the Scriptures, or you can't paste another Scripture, or you believe that apostles write Scripture, or what have you. We've gone through that in this particular podcast. But I want to bring to your attention that not only is it not legitimate or punishable by God to add to the book of this prophecy, which we don't believe that we have done, but verse 19 is also true. Read that.
And if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, God shall take away his part out of the book of life, and out of the holy city, and from the things which are written in this book.
Now, this is important. So I want to tell the viewers, this is equally as important as adding to.
Right.
So we don't want to be guilty of taking away anything from the words of this prophecy either. So if we do take them away, it's a very serious thing to say something does not belong in the book of the Bible. It's a very serious thing. And what's being promoted and what people are being taught is that apostles are not belonging in the time that we live in, don't belong in this book at all. They've actually removed them away. And what we're saying is it's a very dangerous and serious thing to remove away the 24 elders and to say things about this prophecy that are not there, or to take them away from your own understanding or your own mind or how you promote or study the scriptures. And that, brethren, is all that I wanted to share about that.
Very good. Brother Addison, anything else that we need to say to conclude?
Not this time, brother.
All right. You've been listening to another episode of The Voice of Seven Thunders, a production of the Gospel Trumpet Publishing Company. We really would like to hear from you. You can send questions. You can email them to editor@thegospeltrumpet.com. Again, editor@thegospeltrumpet.com. We would love it if you would hit the subscribe button here at the bottom of the screen, or send
share.
comments. Send comments to the comments section. Please share this on your Facebook account. Send this out to your friends, your family. Help us spread the gospel to all the world. For more content from the Church of God, messages, singing, podcasts, you can find them on our website at www.churchofgod.com. I'm supposed to mention the app.
Yes.
We have an app. The Gospel Trumpet app, which you can find on your app store, whether that is the Android Play Store or the iTunes Store. Again, thank you for listening. May the Lord bless you.